So, level 2 of financial freedom. Earn enough money so it lasts for the month, and at the end of the month to have a little bit of money left over and then put it aside, as my grandparents said, for bad times, because it happens in life. It doesn't always go up, 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 and you can see it in the economy and in the world economy. There's always crises. The growth level, 7 to 10 years, and that's right around when the curve usually turns around. And usually when it looks the worst, everybody kind of pulls themselves together. There's the most performance ability, and the decision is not that everything is working well, but the direction has to be right. So let's take an example. That would be, let's take a look here. That could be such a development in life that goes in the right direction. Setbacks are completely normal. Everybody experiences them. What's important is to be ready for them, and we got to be ready for that if we put some money aside and we save some money. And let's start practically. If we want to increase our income, then generally it's through additional income. My personal example, for me, it was direct sales that gave me the possibility, without any additional risk, to be able to become independent, to divide up my time, and to have a lot of fun earning some extra money. Was it simple? Of course not. Was it a little bit scary in the beginning? Of course, because every time you do something new, there's some fears and some uncertainty of what's going to happen. And for me back then, I just learned as a car mechanic. I was a student selling products, cosmetics. That was something I had no experience with it, and of course, immediately I was intimidated. I really had to overcome my inner fears to have the first conversations, and of course, they were not professional. But I was driven by a burning desire to make a change in my life, to increase my standard of living. And that's why I got over it. I had the first conversations, and ultimately I started having my first sales and earned my first additional income. And it's amazing how the limits change when you really get into it, because in the beginning I couldn't even imagine selling anything. After having the first few successful sales, then of course my imagination got much, much bigger. I could imagine much more, and generally as a monthly result, I took the next step above that and always broke through my personal barriers of my own imagination and built my business further and further. And of course, direct sales is not the only way to have additional income. There are many, many of those, but this is the one that worked for me, and that is the one I believe in. And what is particularly impressive to me about it is a step into independence without entering into a financial risk, and being able to set your own hours and be paid for it. It's really, really nice. And next time, we're going to talk about how do we do this. Let's take the example of direct sales, and I will tell you in individual steps how you build your independence and get your additional income and work towards financial freedom.